What do we just gotta have?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Oh, yeah, welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
So, did you hear about the circus fire?
Did I hear about the circus fire? I'm dreading this, but no.
Really?
Really?
It was intense.
It was intense. Oh. That's not bad. Hey, that was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz, I told you a dad joke in the car today, didn't I?
You did?
Yeah, you told me that you met a new friend at camp. Her name was Ruthie.
Oh, yeah.
And now that you've left her, you are...
Ruthless.
Ruthless, yes. Nailed it. Liz.
What?
Welcome back once again to the world's yeetest podcast.
Very mid, giving them the ick, hitting them with the Riz each and every week.
That's right, and it is Snack to School. Snack to School continues with our examination of breakfast cereals. Liz, it's Snack to School, the cereal bowl.
I just had such a great idea.
Yeah, what's that?
So, you know, for the intro?
Uh-huh.
And it goes very mid, giving them the ick, hitting them with the Riz each and every week.
Yeah.
We should keep adding one of our mottos
Uh-huh.
in the front of it.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing.
No.
Yeah,
It's
remember
been like that.
Remember last year in season 1 when we just said the world's yeetest podcast, and then we added hitting them with the Riz, and then we added very mid, and then we added giving them the ick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See?
Oh, never mind.
You got it now?
Yeah.
We're on the same page?
Yeah.
Liz, speaking of being on the same page, you are in 7th grade now.
Oh, yeah.
Because textbooks have pages and you're in school. Get it?
Great job.
Segment switcher upper.
Oh my gosh.
You're in 7th grade, Alyssa. It's a big year. You are right
Whoa.
in the middle of middle school. Yeah, because it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. You didn't even think about that, did you?
No, I didn't. I'm literally the middle of the middle.
Yeah,
no
you're
one cares about the middle.
Stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle with you. Remember, Liz, we listened to The Middle by Jimmy Eat World in the car the other day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
2 weeks until October.
Yeah, 2 weeks until October. We're not supposed to say exactly when we're recording this episode, but yeah, sure, 2 weeks until October.
But I'm
Liz.
so excited for my birthday.
Well, before we get to your birthday, Alyssa, what has 7th grade been like for you so far?
Intense.
Also intense in buildings, technically, I think, right?
It's the same.
It's the same?
It's like the exact same.
Same as
The math so
6th
far is a
grade.
lot easier.
The math is easier in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Well, is that because it's actually easier or because you're getting better at it?
Don't say that. I'm not getting better at math. I don't want to get better at math. I like where I am right now.
That's a weird thing to say.
And so I did the pre-algebra already.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm in algebra 1 and I'm skipping 8th grade math, if that makes any sense for you.
It doesn't make any sense at all, but good for you. I'm very proud of you for that, I think, right?
Yeah, that's a good
okay.
thing.
Okay, good.
That means 8th grade math will be the same as it is this year for me.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Liz, how has the 7th grade been socially?
Not much drama, actually.
That's good. You know what's weird? All the parents around here that we talk to, they say high school in this town is great, elementary school in this town is great, and middle school was a nightmare. Do you believe that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Middle school is really fun.
That's really awesome to hear. Liz, I remember middle school, 7th grade in particular, very vividly. And I agreed. I thought it was great. I had a really fun time. I went to a very small school in a very small town, so I knew everyone. I'd been with all these kids my entire life already. We'd all watched each other grow up. But Liz, there was something weird because in 7th grade, suddenly everything changed for all of us. And it was because suddenly there was only one thing that everyone was worried about. Liz, stay with me here because we're going to get into it eventually. But the one thing in 7th grade that everyone was concerned with was, it's something that reminds me, Alyssa, of this week's snack.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Up next on Junk Feud, it's corn pops.
It's corn pops. Yeah, Liz, what are corn pops? Way to fake that enthusiasm there, bud.
They are sweetened cereal from real corn.
Yeah, according to the Kellogg's Corn Pops website, that's exactly what it is. An excellent source of 7 vitamins and minerals with a crisp, texture for terrific snacking straight from the box, and list in various commercials over the years that we watched together today, sweet, crunchy popcorn, which I think is the best description of them.
I actually had cereal this morning at camp.
Oh, what did you have?
I had
Not corn pops.
honey roasted Chex.
Honey roasted Chex. That sounds good. How was that?
They were actually super good. I didn't have them with milk though. I just had them dry.
Yeah, surprisingly, I don't think I've ever actually had honey roasted Chex.
I need to see what they're called. Honey nut Chex.
Honey nut Chex. Oh, well, that's why I haven't had them.
But they're super good.
Yeah.
Well, they don't
sound
have
good.
nuts in it.
How sure about that are you?
Because I ate them
Uh-huh.
and I didn't die.
Well, that's good. Why don't you click on that and tell me what it says about honey nut Chex? Contains what?
Almond ingredients.
It's almond ingredients. So the good news is you're not allergic to almonds, so that's not a problem for you.
I didn't know they had almond in that.
Yeah, it's honey nut Chex.
But they never told me that it had nuts in it.
It's just like honey nut Cheerios.
Maybe that's why my throat hurts today.
It could be. I doubt it, though, because, again, you're not allergic to almonds.
Yeah, but either way, like pistachios, when I had pistachios, those always made my throat itchy.
Yeah, do you know why?
Why?
Because you're allergic to pistachios.
No, but I'm not allergic to pistachios. I'm allergic to cashews.
You are allergic to cashews and pistachios,
No,
just like me.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, and almonds, those make my throat itchy too.
Well, did that happen when you ate honey nut Chex today?
Yes, actually, my throat is very inflamed right now.
Oh, really?
Look.
This is the first time you're bringing this up. We've been together all day. It's definitely not inflamed.
It's red.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know that there are, Lissa, almond extracts that are occasionally in those cereals that are not actually made from almonds and are safe for us to eat?
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Do they have those for cashews?
Not that I'm aware of. I did specifically check about almonds, though. Liz,
What?
you know, we've talked about a lot of cereals on this show. We're talking about one right now in Honey Nut Chex.
Two.
I mean, the show, the royal show, Alyssa, like the whole history of the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like many of the other cereals we've talked about on this show, Corn Pops, Alyssa, I think, has an interesting history.
Just like you, because you're old.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I walked into that one, didn't I?
Yes.
Liz, I'm talking specifically about the name changes that the cereal underwent.
Do
you want to hear about it?
What?
About the name changes for Corn Pops?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Kellogg's debuts the cereal in the year 1950 as just Corn Pops. It was their first post-World War II cereal. It was in development for 14 years, Alyssa. So it comes out in 1950. Then the very next year, 1951, they changed the name to Sugar Corn Pops.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've talked about cereals that at various points in time have had the word sugar in their names on this show. You remember?
Wait, I have one more whatever else is going on.
Oh, of course.
I got stung by a bee today.
You did, in fact, get stung by a bee. And you're not allergic to bees.
I actually stepped on a bee. I'm like Amber Heard.
Like Amber Heard's dog.
My dog stepped on a bee.
That's right. Shout out to Amber Heard.
No. Take that back.
She's fine. You don't know her.
No, but I like Johnny Depp.
No, you don't. You also don't know Johnny Depp, by the way.
I like his movies.
That doesn't mean you like him.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I like the Pirates of the Caribbean.
So do I. But we don't personally know Johnny Depp or Amber Heard.
True.
Yeah, true.
Whatever.
Okay. Liz.
James Cartney. Whatever.
So, Liz.
What?
Focus.
I am very focused.
So they changed the name to Sugar Corn Pops in 1951. Then they changed it just to Sugar Pops. Then back again to Sugar Corn Pops. And then back to just Corn Pops again in 1984, coming full circle when all those companies started dropping sugar from the cereal names because we became more aware of the health implications of, like, you know, feeding children giant bowls of candy at breakfast time.
Yeah.
Alyssa, what else was going on in 1950?
The first payment by credit card was made.
That's right. What kind of credit card was that?
It was a Diners Club card in New York.
That's right. Diners Club, 1950. Liz, All the King's Men won the Best Picture at the Oscars.
Mauna Loa erupted in Hawaii.
What do you think that was?
Hawaii. A volcano?
Yeah, good guess. The Korean War begins in 1950.
NATO was formed.
NATO was formed. Shout out to NATO.
I'm going to say these.
Okay, go ahead.
A 15-year-old was enthroned as the 14th Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama. We've talked about the Dalai Lama so many times on this show. Big hitter, the Lama.
The Yankees won the World Series. Boo, Yankees.
How much did gas cost per gallon in 1950?
18 cents.
18 cents. That would be nice. We just filled
And-
up your mom's car today, and it was
Your mom.
your mom. It was
Your
definitely
mom's
not
mom.
18 cents.
John Candy was born.
That's
and
right.
Al Jolson died. R.I.P. to a real one.
R.I.P. to Al Jolson. Definitely a real one, the jazz singer. Liz, have you ever seen the Saturday morning cartoon Camp Candy? Camp Candy.
No.
No, well, anyway, you were at camp today, and it was a cartoon about John Candy if he was running a summer camp. It was pretty good. You know
gotcha.
John Candy, right?
No.
Actor, SCTV, 1980s and 90s.
No, I don't. I'm going to in a second,
Yeah,
though.
you definitely would recognize John Candy.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, terrible.
He's Canadian.
He's definitely 100% Canadian.
I've never seen any of these movies he's been in.
You've seen what? Yes, you have.
Well, Home Alone.
Yeah,
What was he in Home Alone?
He's the guy that plays the clarinet in he gives Kevin's mom a ride back from the airport in the truck. Gus Polinski and the Kenosha Kickers.
But yeah, I've never seen any of these movies.
Wow, you are really missing out.
Obviously, I've seen Sesame Street.
I mean, guess what we're doing right after this then?
Taking a shower and going to bed.
I was gonna say watching Spaceballs, but sure, that's fine too. Liz.
And decorating my room.
Do you know how corn pops are made, Alyssa?
How?
Here's the deal. Remember we talked about that puffing gun that made cereal?
Yeah.
Well, this doesn't use that.
Oh.
Kellogg's invented a new puffing process just for corn pops. It gives them this irregular shape, makes them look like rustic and organic and even like homemade. It's a little bit different than those other like cookie cutter pressed style homogeneous cereals. Liz, did you know that in Canada, speaking of John Candy, in Canada, corn pops look different. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, that's true. Because in the U.S., they use these big pressure cookers. They put like a slurry of cereal grain meal inside. In the case of corn pops, it's corn grits and wheat. And then they cook in this big pressure vessel until the pressure really builds up. And then when it's released very suddenly, the water like flash converts to steam and it makes a big pop sound, which is like where the name corn pops comes from.
Wow.
Yeah, but in Canada, they use a different process and they just make corn pops into like big, perfectly spherical balls of corn. They're giant kicks, essentially.
Yeah.
They don't even taste the same. They're a completely different cereal in Canada than they are in the United States. But, Kellogg's has talked about this and they say like they have to contend with different tastes and food regulations for different national markets. They make the different cereals and they market them under the same brand names for the different territories. I would like to try Canadian corn pops, I think.
We should go to Canada for spring break.
Yeah, the perennial spring break destination, the Great White North, Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You know where Ella went?
Uh-huh, I do.
That's where I want to go.
Because
actually, no, I want to go to Toronto.
Just because Ella went there?
No.
Shout out to a friend of the show, Ella, by the way.
I want to go to Toronto.
You want to go to Toronto?
Yeah.
Why? Because Drake is from Toronto?
Drake is? I thought Drake was from California.
He's not. He's Canadian.
Oh.
All right. Well, I guess it's not for that reason.
Charlie Gillespie.
Oh, right. Charlie Gillespie.
Yeah.
Another person that you don't actually know.
No, but he seems really nice.
I'm sure. Liz, Serialously.net, that website that we like that reviews cereal?
Sure.
Well, they reviewed both Canadian and American corn pops, and he gave them both a 7 out of 10. Said they were both good, but in different ways. Do you want to know another way that corn pops were a different kind of cereal in the United States than most other boxed breakfast cereals?
How?
Alyssa, they had a foil bag. Can you believe that?
A foil bag.
A silver foil bag. That's right.
Foil bag.
Now, you never got to experience this because the silver foil bag was discontinued a little bit after you were born, but corn pops, unlike most other cereals, came in a waxed foil inner bag, Alyssa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you know how there's normally that like transparent plastic bag that carries the cereal pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, inside of a normal box of cereal. But instead, in corn pops, there was a big heavy-duty waxed foil bag that kept the pops fresh, and more importantly, Alyssa, it kept them dry. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, Kellogg's won't come out and say it. They say it's a trade secret, but it's pretty easy to figure out by deduction. Alyssa, corn pops is a puffed whole grain cereal. It contains no additives to the based cereal. It's just a puffed up grain. So, it doesn't really taste like anything. It just tastes kind of like corn. Yeah, but to make it palatable for kids and other people that eat cereals, they add a sugar glaze that's applied to it after puffing list. They coat it with a sugary syrup Now, sugar, Alyssa, is hygroscopic. It attracts water. So you have to store these cereal pieces in a dry environment or else they get really sticky and really stale very quickly. Now, Kellogg's seemed to think that the plastic bags were not doing a great job of keeping moisture out, although it looks like they've figured that out since then because they discontinued the foil bags, which were waterproof, completely impermeable, and they've switched to these plastic bags. Now, Liz,
What?
I remember the foil bags. I liked them quite a bit. They had this very satisfying, like, whoosh sound when you tore them open. It was part of the whole eating experience. Very good.
Mm.
Liz, do you
What?
know what another part of the eating experience is for corn pops?
What?
Well, it's looking at the box, of course, and we're going to talk about this when we review
the
them.
back of the box.
Well, the front and the back of the box. In this case,
And what about
Alyssa,
the sides?
and
And the top and the
also
bottom?
the sides and the top. Usually not the bottom. Do you ever look at the bottom of a box of cereal?
Yeah, I look at all the sides to see if they have any games.
Oh, that's pretty smart, actually. I never do that. I'm missing out. What if there's a secret game on the bottom of the box?
And on the bottom of the box, they have that cutout, like the glasses. Remember that?
Oh, that's right. Those were on the side.
Oh.
Close, though. Liz, the Corn Pops box, pretty iconic. Big stylized font on the front, bright yellow color scheme. But Alyssa, perhaps even more iconic for Corn Pops are mascots. Now, you can't tell because they don't really have one right now. It's not like Fruity Pebbles that's had the Flintstones as a mascot since the beginning, or like Captain Crunch, for example, where the mascot is inseparable from the cereal.
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Or Sunny the Cuckoo Bird, that's right, who's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Liz, Corn Pops has gone through a bunch of different mascots over the years, and often, as of now, for example, they have none at all. But Liz, in the early 1950s, at first, when the cereal came out, Kellogg's was sponsoring the Wild Bill Hickok radio and TV programs. Do you know who Wild Bill Hickok was?
No.
He was an actual Old West folk hero, Liz. His name was James Butler Hickok. He called himself Wild Bill.
But.
Oh boy. It's gonna be one of those shows today, huh? Oh boy. Liz, anyway, there was this television show about Wild Bill, a real life Old West folk hero. Did I say that already?
Yes.
The TV show featured an actor named Guy Madison and his sidekick Andy Devine, who, as an aside, I knew as a kid from the lyrics to Jimmy Buffett's Pencil Thin Mustache.
R.I.P. to a real one.
R.I.P. to the realest one, Jimmy Buffett. That's right.
The
Liz,
realest of the reals.
I agree.
But you don't know him personally, Dad?
I met him twice.
Oh.
Well, not really. I mean, he pointed at me twice in 2 different cities.
There.
Well, that counts, I think.
Yeah.
Liz, interestingly enough, and relatedly, Wild Bill Hickok only started calling himself Wild Bill. He gave himself the nickname Wild Bill after he grew a mustache, Alyssa.
Get a haircut and get a new job.
And get a mustache, and that's what he did. His nickname, Alyssa, was originally Duck Bill because he had a really big nose and it looked like a duck bill.
That's mean.
Well, that's, the way things went in the Wild West. People
I
just
guess
called you
it's
what they
just the
saw.
way things go.
So anyway, Liz, both of those guys, Guy Madison and Andy Devine, were originally on the Corn Pops box. And then later on, they used Woody Woodpecker, the character Woody Woodpecker, as the mascot for a couple of years. You know Woody Woodpecker?
Kinda.
Woody Woodpecker? That's what he does?
No.
No, you've never seen a Woody Woodpecker cartoon?
Well,
Man, I used to watch those all the time before school.
Well, it's a red, not a red. Yeah, it's a bird.
Yeah, it's a bird, a woodpecker.
I've never seen a woodpecker before.
You definitely have. They've been in our yard. I've showed them to you when you were a kid.
Oh.
See, that's Woody Woodpecker.
He has a girlfriend?
He did, in fact, have a girlfriend, yeah.
Winnie Woodpecker.
That's right. She looks just like him, actually.
Oh, that's a little weird.
So, Liz, after Woody Woodpecker, there was this prairie dog cowboy. His name was Sugar Pop Pete.
Oh.
Sugar Pop Pete was pretty cool. He had little 6-shooters, little revolvers that had red and white striped barrels, and he would shoot sugar onto the corn pops like he was a rootin' tootin' cowboy. That was pretty fun.
Oh.
Then there was a real cowboy, like a live action, an actual cowboy. He was called the Whippersnapper, and he had a whip that he would whip at the corn pops.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there was a cartoon cowboy after that. His name was Big Yellow.
Big Yellow?
Big Yellow, yeah. He had a big yellow hat.
Yellow.
Big Yellow. He had a big yellow hat. He always had these big yellow things that he would like tote around with him, and he would try to trade them to kids for bowls of corn pops, often to no avail. I watched this one cartoon where I watched this one commercial where he was trying to trade a big yellow, I want to say a dragon, for example. But the kids wouldn't let him have the corn pops, obviously, and he was very upset about that. And then there was Poppy the porcupine. And then eventually there was a dinosaur called the Sweet Toothosaurus that didn't really have much of a life. So, a lot of mascots, but none that really stuck around,
Yeah.
However, Lissa, If you are like my age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, if you remember anything about Corn Pops advertising today, it is the television commercials from the mid 1990s that all had the tagline, "Gotta have my pops."
Gotta have my pops.
Yeah, I gotta have my pops. They were all the same list. There was some kids. One of the kids wants corn pops. Something happens, and it looks like they're not going to get any corn pops. And then this was my favorite part of this. The theme song from Jaws plays. The dun dun. It's like they use the Jaws music. It's amazing. And then just as this kid is about to like lose it, there is some Deus Ex Machina that occurs, and the pops are magically available again. And then the kid plays it off all cool, like it was no big deal, and they weren't just freaking out. And they eat the corn pops, and they're like, "Oh, like sweet crunchy popcorn. I can't get enough. I just gotta have my pops."
You're my pops.
That's right, and I am your pops, and we are all corn pops together. Liz,
What?
here's an interesting thing about those commercials from the 90s. Just like the Mickey Mouse Club before them, they were responsible for introducing to the world a number of young actors that would often go on to greater fame later in life. The progenitor of this, the harbinger, was a 1957 Pops commercial, Alyssa, featuring Mickey Dolenz. Do you know who Mickey Dolenz was?
Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah, he was one of the monkeys, Alyssa.
The monkeys?
Yeah, the monkeys. Here we come walking down the street. You know the monkeys?
No.
Have you never seen an episode of the monkeys?
No.
Oh my goodness. Guess what we're doing right after this?
Showering and going to bed.
And then watching Spaceballs, and then watching the monkeys list. After that, in the 90s, there was a Corn Pops commercial featuring Aaron Paul. He was Jesse on Breaking Bad. There was one with Evan Peters, who was Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. Brian Austin Green, who your mother had a crush on because he was on Beverly Hills 90210. Dule Hill, Alyssa, from Psych, who your Uncle Matt likes. Also a Seton Hall alum, go Pirates. And Alyssa, even a commercial for Corn Pops starring Paul Walker from The Fast and the Furious.
He looks like a ripoff Leonardo DiCaprio.
Brian Austin Green? He doesn't look anything. Well, I guess, you know what? Maybe in the 90s when he had like the floppy haircut, he could have been like Mirror Universe Leo DiCaprio. Like Leo was blonde, Brian Austin Green was a brunette. Like Shadow Realm DiCaprio. Interesting. I bet he would have welcomed that comparison, actually, Brian Austin Green.
Maybe.
Good for him. Liz.
His girlfriend is...
Oh, yeah, Megan Fox. They're not together anymore.
Oh.
I believe she's with Machine Gun Kelly now. Again, these are all people that we don't actually know and have no right to comment on their personal lives.
Machine Gun Kelly scares me.
Machine Gun Kelly scares you?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Kevin Owens powerbombed him off the stage through a table on an episode of Monday Night Raw?
No.
Highlight of his career, I think.
Probably.
Not Kevin Owens, Machine Gun Kelly, I mean.
Probably. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, like, that's, like, freaky. Like, he's scary.
He's just like a skinny white guy with a lot of tattoos.
Emo.
I don't know that he is considered emo.
He's definitely emo. Look at that. That's emo if I ever saw one.
I don't know. He's like great value Post Malone to me, I think.
I love Post Malone.
I don't know. I like some of his songs. He's not bad. Liz.
What?
Here's the big deal about these commercials and all the stars in them. And the thing that I was alluding to at the top of the show. These kids, Alyssa, they were cool.
Oh, yeah.
They were cool. The commercials followed the standard formula, but it was the kid himself that was the focus of the whole thing through the formula. And it was because the kid was cool. That's all there was to it. The kid always had the mid-90s hair, parted down the middle, floppy, same haircut we all had at that point in time. They were wearing baggy jeans, an unbuttoned flannel shirt with a t-shirt underneath, usually some sort of necklace with a pendant on it. This, Alyssa, was the kid that everyone wanted to be at this point in time.
So Leo DiCaprio.
You know what? DiCaprio probably was one of those kinds of guys. He had that haircut anyway. Yeah. Alyssa, if you go back, you look at my school yearbook from 7th grade, this is how we all looked. I mean, we didn't have costuming budgets from commercials to have good clothes, and we didn't have the greatest hairdressers and hair products. So, we all didn't have movie star good looks, obviously, but we desperately wanted to be like these kids in these Corn Pops commercials that were so undeniably cool. And that was the pitch. Corn Pops would make you cool like these kids.
Well, they definitely do.
Yeah, it doesn't actually work. The cereal doesn't make you cool, but that was sort of the association in the advertising, right? You want to hear something funny?
What?
I can remember vividly the exact moment when I decided I was going to be cool. It didn't really work for me, but here's the deal. It was well before 7th grade, actually, Alyssa. It was 1st grade, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I was walking home from school. I'm walking home from school. I'm passing by the old Shell gas station that was on the corner. There's a traffic light and a crossing guard there. And as I'm going to meet the crossing guard to be walked across the street, because I'm a small child, I saw some cool kids, Alyssa, and they were walking on the other side of the street because they crossed, get this, before the crossing guard.
Jaywalkers?
Yeah. Like by themselves, like big kids, like cool kids. And I thought in that moment, man, I want to be just like these kids that are crossing not at the light, not with the crossing guard, because they were, to me, like so cool.
Mm.
So that was it. That was the moment. Now, Alyssa, I was not cool, of course. I did not have the 90s floppy kid haircut at this point in time because when I would go to get a haircut and grandma would bring me to the barbershop, here's what she would say. She would say, my son would like the standard little boy's haircut.
Really?
Yeah. I would tell the barber that I wanted to look just like Robin from Batman and Robin. So that was my haircut back then. I had these big dorky glasses. Probably I was wearing sweatpants that were a little bit too small for me. I remember this part most of all, though, Liz. I was wearing a jean jacket on that day. Get this. The jean jacket had sleeves with zippers on them. So you could zip the sleeves off and you could wear it like just a jean jacket vest, right? So cool, right? So on that day, right in front of the Shell station, I threw my little plastic backpack on the ground. I zipped the sleeves off my jean jacket. I put that jean vest back on, and then I like strutted over to the crossing guard like I was the king of the playground. And I've been cool ever since, Alyssa. Is that right? Right?
This aged like sour
Right?
milk.
Hey, do you want to know a list of things that were cool when I was in 7th grade?
What?
Okay, this would have been like 94, 95, like dead smack right in the middle of the 1990s.
Yes.
A time of great optimism in the world, Alyssa, if you can believe it.
Mm.
Yeah, the Cold War's over. The excesses of the 80s are fading away. The world's a friendlier place. We're working on that hole in the ozone layer. The economy's rocking and rolling. Things are looking up. And there were a lot of things that we thought were cool and made us cool, Alyssa. Grunge music, for example, was cool. Yeah, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden all leading the charge out of Seattle. Sure. Hip-hop music was cool, Alyssa.
Crisscross will make you jump.
Yeah, crisscross was cool at that point in time. People wore their clothes backwards to school. Also, Nas's Illmatic and Notorious B.I.G's Ready to Die both came out in those years.
Wiggity whack.
Oh, that's what crisscross is now, I think. But listen, at that point in time, music was like the biggest thing going on overall. There was no internet to speak of like there is today, so our social media was knowing different songs and talking to each other about them. So like Green Day, 9 Inch Nails at that point in time are like taking over the world figuratively.
9 Inch Nails?
9 Inch Nails, yeah.
Oh my goodness, like Ice Spice.
No, nothing at all like Ice Spice. Trent Reznor.
She's 9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails is a band.
Oh.
I mean, it's one guy, but it's a band. Liz.
What?
MTV was the way that we interacted with all these cool bands in the 90s. It was like the exemplar.
Oh yeah, they tried to bring like MTV back with like these sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Oh yeah, because MTV was very cool. It was like the coolest thing going. The way that you measured who was the coolest in your neighborhood was who watched the most MTV. Liz, peace signs were cool.
I love the peace signs.
Yeah, the S symbol, the middle school S. You've seen this? Like kids draw that,
that
thing that looks like an S with the 3 lines and then 3 lines. Yeah, the S symbol was cool. Skateboarding was cool, Alyssa, in the mid-90s.
Is that why you have like so many?
So many skateboards?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, still cool. Earthworm Jim and Sonic and Knuckles just came out in 94. The PlayStation 1, very cool, debuted in 1995. Virtua Fighter 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat 3, all in arcades. By the way, arcades, still cool in the mid-90s. Lots of movies coming out, redefining the era. Pulp Fiction, Alyssa, Clerks, very cool movies, both of them, very different in styles. Lots of us were watching television. Television, kind of for adults, but also cool for kids if it wasn't MTV, because there were things like Seinfeld and Friends, which made us feel older and therefore cooler. And then, of course, for teenagers and high school kids, My So-Called Life. Have you ever seen My So-Called Life, Alyssa?
No.
Oh, that show was like a religious experience for high schoolers. Jordan Catalano forever.
Okay.
Pogs list. Do you know what Pogs are?
Pogs? Like clogs? Like Crocs?
No, Pogs. Pineapple, orange, guava. These were little like cardboard caps that were on the lids of Hawaiian juices, but there was like a game that you played with them. I don't know. That was like all the rage around that time. I still have all of my Pogs, Alyssa.
Those?
Yeah, those little caps.
I don't understand.
It was, you stack them up, and then you had a heavy one that was called a slammer, and you would slam your slammer down on the stack of pogs, and if you got some to flip over, you got to keep the ones that you flipped over. And you like played your friends in games of pogs. The coolest ones had skeletons or like the 8-ball from billiards on them. I don't know why the 8-ball was cool, but it just was. It was super cool.
Oh, Ryan's Toy Review learns how to play Pog's 90s game.
Yeah, see? Very cool. Pogs. Super cool, of course. Absolutely.
I was reading something. He makes like $1 billion.
We're talking about Ryan's Toys Reviews.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. You're looking up his net worth.
Like $140 million.
Yeah.
He's my age.
He's gonna be a teenager?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Good for him. Shout out to Ryan.
I feel like he doesn't get older. I feel like he's still like 6.
Yeah, he seems like a small child. Liz.
He's 12. Oh my gosh.
Good for him.
Oh goodness.
Proud of that kid, I guess. I don't know. I also don't know Ryan of Ryan Toys Reviews. Liz, do you know what I do know?
What?
I know that the 90s were an awesome time to be a kid, especially if you wanted to be a cool kid like in the Corn Pop commercials. Possibly, Alyssa, my favorite decade ever.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what it is time for now?
Alyssa reads the ingredients.
Yeah, my favorite part of this show. Alyssa reads the ingredients. Liz, tell me what's in Corn Pops.
Okay. So there's milled corn, sugar, corn syrup contains less than 2%. Oh, contains 2 or less of molasses, salt, vegetable oil, hydrogenated coconut, soybean and or cottonseed, mixed tocopherols, vitamin E for freshness, annatto extract color, wheat starch, vitamins and minerals, reduced iron, niacinamide, vitamin B6, pyridoxine, hydrochloride.
Very good.
Vitamin B2. Oh yes, riboflavin.
Sure.
I don't understand that one. I keep getting it. Vitamin B1, thiamine, hydrochloride, folic acid, vitamin D3, vitamin B12.
Yeah, so it's just corn and wheat and sugar and a bunch of extra stuff that's added in to make it sort of good for you.
Wait, is it riboflavin?
Sure.
No, what is it?
I don't know. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. That's one of those words that I've only ever read and I've never heard anyone say out loud.
Me either.
Liz,
What?
are you ready to get to the game?
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the rules of the game. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's the king of a mountain style. Let me try that again. It's a king of the mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa,
Yeah?
the reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks is... Do you remember what it is?
Was it minis?
Cocoa
Minis.
Puffs minis. Yeah. Liz, I really thought Fruity Pebbles was going to do it. I'm kind of shocked that we didn't like them as much as Cocoa Puffs minis, really.
Okay, it's riboflavin.
Riboflavin. Glavin. Riboflavin.
Wait.
Do it again. That's good.
That's funny.
That sounds like a Jerry Lewis character. Riboflavin. Like Professor Frink. Liz, today we're trying Corn Pops, the US version, obviously. I could not find the Canadian version. And we don't have any additional challengers because Corn Pops is pretty much straight up the only offering. There used to be...
They're Corn Pops, guys.
Well,
Get over it.
There used to be peanut butter chocolate Corn Pops and there were cinnamon Corn Pops for a while, but not anymore, which means, Alyssa...
It's...
Crunch time!
Crunch time.
We rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun dip.
So snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for 1 serving.
1 serving.
And it's for the undisputed championship of junk food lists.
Yes.
Here is the box. Doesn't that look awesome?
Pops.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. We got a big family set. Come on.
Okay.
We got a big family-sized box here. Liz, I should state this right up front in the interest of full disclosure. There was a time, likely in the mid-90s, when the Gotta Have My Pops commercials were at their peak, when Corn Pops were my favorite cereal. Full stop.
Azucarus totals 15 grams.
15 grams of sugar?
Wait, hold on.
15 grams of total sugars. Yeah, wow. Ooh,
Wait,
boy.
no. 25.
It says it right on the front.
With 3, it says 25 here.
Yeah, that's with milk.
That's like 10 times worse. I mean,
10,
I actually don't
10
understand.
grams worse.
Yeah,
There's naturally occurring sugars in milk.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Alyssa,
Yes.
Check out this box. This is a good
Look at
box.
the back.
It has a good back. There are games on the back, or at least things to look at anyway.
Oh, wait. Okay, ready, Dad?
Yeah.
Why did the girl climb a ladder to sing?
Why did the girl climb a ladder to sing? Did she want to be able to hit the high notes?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got it.
What kind of music are balloons afraid of?
Kind of music? Oh, pop music.
Dad!
Yeah.
Stop it. Oh, wait.
Only someone who is very cool would know this stuff.
You probably studied the back of the box.
I
Nerd. What kind
studying is cool.
What kind of music makes corn dance?
I don't know this one.
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. It's not very good.
You're just mad because you didn't study that one.
I'm not mad. Let's open up this box because I want to see.
I wanna open it.
All right, go ahead. You open it up. Now, I'm ready to be disappointed because I know that the foil bag isn't in there, but there's always hope. Liz, I should also say
It's a plastic bag.
it is a plastic bag. Yeah. Okay, plastic
there's
bag.
a big one. I want that one.
Liz, we're gonna try these dry. I want to see what they smell like too, because I'm just expecting like sugary corn. Obviously, what are you doing?
Opening.
Do it from the middle.
The middle?
Yeah, like this.
No.
The middle.
You open it from the side.
Oh, you maniac.
Can't even open it.
Look, you found the big corn.
Wait, no, that wasn't it.
Yeah, it was.
I want my Cheeto part. Okay, I've got a corn puff right here.
Okay, so these don't really smell. Well, that's a good crunch. These don't really smell like anything. Let's pour.
They taste like popcorn.
Yeah, sweet, crunchy popcorn, right? That's the gimmick.
Not sweet. They just taste like popcorn. Well, they are sweet, but.
Oh, I overpoured mine. So I like this. I'll say I like the simplicity of corn pops. You are going to town over there because they're not trying too hard. There's nothing mixed in. There's no bright colors. It's just like a sugary glazed popped kernel of corn.
Pretty good.
Man, these are good. It's just they know what they want to be. They don't have to try too hard. It is a good dry snacking cereal. Now I will caution that because of the sugar glaze on the outside of these, your hands can end up getting sticky. This is like a little bit of a sticky cereal, especially if you eat too many of them. They can start to stick in your teeth too.
Oh yeah, and like the backs of your teeth.
Yeah. Liz, I remember this one Corn Pops commercial where there was a kid who was at school and he was trying to get a little single serving size box of Corn Pops out of a vending machine and it got stuck. You watched this commercial in the car today.
Yeah.
And he was like panicking that he wasn't going to have it and everybody at school was watching him and he was out of money. And then it ended up, falling down and he gets the Corn Pops and he's like, yeah, no sweat, works every time, right? Because he's cool. I thought those miniature boxes of Corn Pops were like the coolest thing ever. And we were never allowed to have them because the miniature boxes cost more, per ounce than the big boxes. So if we ever got cereal, we got the big boxes. We never got the little ones until, Alyssa, we went on vacation one time and grandma brought cereal and milk along with us to have breakfast in the hotel room. And we had the little boxes of Corn Pops. And I finally got to eat one. And guess what? They were exactly the same. But I loved it anyway. And I like these a lot. Let's hit it with some milk and see how it tastes in honor of Gabe from Cereal Time. I did it again. Here. Here's your spoon. Here's one for me. So the neat thing about these is because of the glaze on the outside, the milk doesn't make them soggy immediately. Like it's semi-permeable, as Clark Griswold would say. I'm going to end up eating this whole bowl. These are good. Now you do remember, Alyssa, when we did the movie theater butter popcorn episode, we talked about how people used to eat popcorn with milk for breakfast. So that's sort of like the history of why corn pops might be a good breakfast, I think. Good crunch, good subtle corn flavor. Usually with a corn-based cereal, we kind of like are upset that it tastes like corn, because it's usually trying to taste like something else. But in this case, because it wants to be corn, that's a good thing. Wow, you're done that whole bowl already.
I like it. I feel like it tastes like I'm eating popcorn with milk, and that like grosses me out.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, I guess. At least to us.
Because I'm getting a butter flavor, and I don't like that.
A butter flavor, wow.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because we know that there's no butter in the cereal because we, obviously we looked at the ingredients. There are some oils. I guess there's the association of popcorn and corn flavor with butter, and it's a giant bright yellow box, so that probably has something to do with it as well, subliminally.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Let's hit the bliss point while I'm finishing up here. Bliss, what are your thoughts on this week's treat? What do you feel about corn pops?
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I would say pretty good.
I'll give them like an A flat. A minus.
A minus, huh? You know what? I
They
think
were gonna be a B plus, but because of like all of your back history,
uh-huh.
yeah.
They get extra points for being cool.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Let me close this bag up here. We don't have the luxury of foil bags anymore. Thanks, Kellogg's. Yeah, so I would say A plus for me. I love corn pops. Maybe my favorite cereal. Definitely at one point was my favorite cereal. A plus, you said A minus?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that enough to give it the nod over Cocoa Puffs Minis?
I don't think so.
You don't think so, huh? Man, again, a heartbreaker for me here. You're just like, just stepping all over the nostalgia of my youth. I thought, Liz, I really did think the way that we had arranged Snack to School Cereal Bowl this month was that each week we would potentially have a new champion. We would start off with Cocoa Puffs, then they would be beaten by Fruity Pebbles, then they would be beaten by Corn Pops, and then maybe they would all be beaten by the surprise, the mystery treat next week. But Liz, it's not to be. An A plus from me and an A minus from you is not going to do it against Cocoa Puffs Minis, which means, Alyssa, I can't believe I'm saying this, but your winner and still reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks, it's
Cocoa Puff Minis.
Cocoa Puffs Minis. We're still cuckoo for those little Cocoa Puffs, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Wow. Big day for cereal out here today, I think.
Yeah.
Alyssa, let's talk about the Oreo rule real fast. There's no new Oreo this week. There was a re-released Oreo, Alyssa. We saw it.
Really? Oh,
we saw it at the store today.
Red Velvet. Well, actually, it's back. Red Velvet.
Yeah, the red velvet Oreos are back. Those are really good. Your mom and I like those a lot. But you've never had them, have you? So I guess maybe we'll try them on the next episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we'll try that. That's a very important thing we're going to have to do. And each week on this show, we ask a very important question. Can you deep fry this week's snack? Will it deep fry, Alyssa?
That's a ner.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find anybody that was deep frying Corn Pops, the cereal. There are lots of deep fried homemade corn pop treats, which are, kind of like hush puppies. I did find, however, Alyssa, lots of recipes for caramel corn pops. You know what those are? It's, you take corn pops and you treat it like it's popcorn, and you apply a caramel candy syrup to it to make it like caramel corn, Alyssa.
Oh.
It actually looks really good. I think we've got this giant family-sized box here. I think we should try it.
Okay, I'll try it.
You know what else a lot of people try?
What?
Liz, will it bar?
Of course.
Of course, yeah. Like every other cereal that we've looked at, it will in fact bar. It's the standard application of butter and marshmallow. Do you think if we make these, they'd be any good? Obviously, butter and marshmallow on popcorn is good, like popcorn balls.
I don't like bars of cereal.
You don't like bars of cereal. You do like Rice Krispie treats, though, right?
Not really.
What? You don't like Rice Krispie treats?
I never eat them when you make them.
Oh my goodness. What is even happening here right now?
I just...
What's gonna happen, Alyssa, when we get to the Rice Krispie treats episode?
We'll make something bad win. And then,
no, what? Then, we'll make something bad win. We're not besmirching...
I can pull some strings.
We're not besmirching the good name of the integrity of the reigning defending undisputed champion of junk food, Alyssa.
Me, fancy pants.
Oh, speaking of fancy pants, Alyssa, it's time to check out the back of the box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. Alyssa, this week's segment is... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry. Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
Liz, this week's segment...
Wait.
What? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, what is yeah?
Yeah.
Are we going to have to do an Alyssa Explains It All for yeah?
Wait, in camp, one of the counselors... So he was like the boy, and there was only one boy cabin, and it was just a bunch of these little boys. So he would go, oh, when the beat drops, and then they would all bang and yell food. It was super funny.
Wow, great story.
Yeah.
Would you say that camp counselor was, Alyssa, cool?
He said he was in his sad boy era.
What? What?
He said,
What is a sad boy
So
era?
he would always blast like these depressing songs, and we said, Josh, you should put some good music on. And he goes, guys, I'm in my sad boy era.
Well, I don't know what to do with that. Shout out to Josh.
Josh Cassidy.
Liz.
What?
This week's segment is a new one, Alyssa. It's a new segment. It's Fancy Pants Party.
That's right. It's a new segment.
Yeah, on Fancy Pants Party, we partake, Alyssa, in the finer things in life. You know, so often on Junk Feud, we're eating prepackaged, mass-produced drivel and slop, but on Fancy Pants Party, we are going to try elevated versions of treats meant for the upper crust of society.
Ha ha ha, society.
Liz, today on Fancy Pants Party, it's Harrods chocolate bars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Liz, I happen
Harrods?
to be in London last week. I dropped in on Harrods, which is the world's fanciest department store.
How much was that chocolate bar?
I don't want to say it out loud. Liz, the Queen used to shop at Harrods when she was living.
RIP
Harrods
to a real
one time sold a lion, I believe.
A lion?
Yeah, there's a dress code. There's been a dress code for the department store since 1989. You're not allowed in if you have a mohawk haircut, for example. Yeah, a very fancy place. Liz, they have a famous food hall there, and it was resplendent, I should say.
Resplendent.
Yeah, it lived up to its billing. I felt quite posh being in there, as they say in jolly old England. Liz,
Do
I
they allow
perused
pineapple hair?
pineapple hair. I don't know what that is.
That's what you have.
I have pineapple hair?
Yeah.
I don't
Wait, actually.
think so. I'm pretty sure that I don't know what that is, but I'm almost certain that I don't have pineapple hair.
It's really funny.
That's pineapple hair?
Yeah, his hair is just like, it looks like a pineapple.
You're showing me something called a Gavin Magnus right now?
Yes, this is a kid.
Uh-huh.
But look at his hair. It looks like a pineapple.
He looks like mid-period Ryan Seacrest.
Like, look.
That's pineapple hair?
Yeah.
Well-
And this is his hair now.
All right, so neither of those any way.
He's in a sad boy era.
He's definitely in his sad boy era there. Look like me.
Oh.
Or ever looked like me. He looks like
Emo.
No, he looks like Warehouse Club Justin Bieber.
He shaved his head? Okay.
Alyssa,
Yes.
in the food hall at Harrods, focus here. I went to all the stands. I sampled some truffle cheese. And finally, for this show, I settled on a suite of fancy chocolate bars that are made in-house by the world-famous Harrods chocolatiers.
Chocolatiers.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you actually say that word, but here they are, Liz.
Did you check if they have nuts?
Oh, we'll look right now. Let's try them all, see what we think.
It's a fancy bag.
Yeah.
It's like a Lululemon bag.
You know what? I told your mother this when I brought this home. She said, throw that bag away. And I said, no, this is a nice bag. And she said, what do you mean it's a nice bag? What are you going to do with a nice bag? And I said, I don't know, but I'm keeping it anyway. And here it is. It's a nice bag. I agree.
It is a nice bag.
It is a nice bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's a nice bag. Liz, you have the plain milk chocolate bar there.
Yes.
This one is milk chocolate with caramelized biscuit.
Caramelized biscuit.
Okay, so we can have everything in that one. This is milk chocolate and raspberry.
Raspberry. Oh, I don't like raspberry.
Raspberry.
They have foil wrap. They were $5. What are you talking about?
It's pounds, Alyssa.
What's
5
the difference?
pounds. Well, it's a 5-pound chocolate bar. That's the difference. These things were like $6. That's a lot for a
Wow.
chocolate bar.
Wow.
Anyway, we're gonna start off with the plain Harrods milk chocolate here. It is a gold foil wrapped chocolate bar with a seafoam green packaging around it. Let's slide this out. We'll
Wait, what's your favorite color, real quick?
What's my favorite? Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Blue. My favorite color is blue.
My favorite color is navy blue.
Oh, well, that's very specific.
Like, look.
I see that you're wearing navy blue pants. So here's a piece of Harrods milk chocolate. It is like
It's like a little button.
it's Toblerone shaped, Liz. It's got like a little pyramid on top of it there. That is very fancy pants, I would say. Now, we all know that European milk chocolate is superior to American milk chocolate.
Oh, sorry.
It smells chocolatey.
Wait, London is in Europe?
Oh my God, what?
Wait, is it?
London is a city
In,
England,
in,
which is a part of the United Kingdom,
in.
in Europe.
Oh.
Where did you think that it was?
Not in Europe.
Where could it be then?
I thought it was in like Canada.
I mean, there is a city in Ontario called London.
Oh.
But it's not the old famous one. What do you think of the chocolate?
It's good.
The milk chocolate's good. You can definitely taste the milk. It's creamy. It's sweet enough without being like over the top. I like it. Would I say that it's exquisitely fancy?
Yes.
Yes, I would. That's right. Let's try, what do you want to try next? Raspberry caramel biscuit, caramelized biscuit, excuse me, or salted caramel brownie?
You pick.
Let's do raspberry. Since you said you don't like that, we'll get it out of the way. Liz, I'm excited for these. I'm looking forward to it.
It comes with wrapping foils?
Yeah, these are fancy chocolate bars from a fancy store in a fancy city. In fact, it was so fancy that they didn't even want to let me in at first. Because when I went to the door, this department store, by the way, is so fancy that it has bouncers. When I went to the door, I was drinking a small cup of hot chocolate. And the guy was like, sorry, sir, you're going to have to finish that outside. Can't bring that in here. He was very polite about it.
Why is there a pink stripe?
Because it has a raspberry. This is quite good also.
I don't taste raspberry at all.
I like it. It's not overpowering.
I don't taste any raspberry.
Not overwhelming at all. You have to eat the whole piece so that you can get the flavor of the raspberry. See, there's a little piece of raspberry right there. It doesn't taste like an artificial raspberry flavor. It tastes like a real raspberry. That's nice. Very subtle. I enjoyed it. You're not going to finish it?
No.
All right. Salted caramel brownie or caramelized biscuit? Caramelized biscuit next. So, Alyssa, and for those uncultured swine out there that aren't part of the Fancy Pants party,
Aren't
biscuit.
swines pigs?
Yes, that's right. A biscuit, Alyssa, on the other side of the pond is another word for a cookie. That's correct, yes. So caramelized biscuit in this case is a caramelized cookie. So the sugars, Alyssa, are caramelized on this. Let's give you a piece and give me a piece.
I've had too much chocolate.
You haven't had nearly enough chocolate. Here's a small bite for you.
I can't have any more, but that was really good.
Yeah, this is really good. There are tiny little
cookie crunches.
Crunchy bits of salty, cinnamony, sugary biscuit pieces. It's like a Lotus Biscoff. Like, remember we had the cookie butter?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like there's cookie butter in this chocolate bar. That's nice. I like that one the best so far. Let's finish off with salted caramel brownie. Liz, there was a stand in the food hall right next to where the cupcakes were.
Oh, we had cupcakes at camp.
Oh, yeah? What kind?
Funfetti.
Oh, funfetti cupcakes.
Yeah.
Listen, you know how sometimes older people will add S's to the end of words that don't have S's on them, like Walmarts?
Oh, yeah.
I know a guy that would call funfetti cake Funfetti's cakes.
I want this one. This one looks good. How do you break them?
Shout out to Ray, by the way. Just like that. Good job.
Fun. I want the smaller one.
Oh, so look at this list. These are
they have
interesting
different colors
because they're multicolored. The brownie has infiltrated the milk chocolate, the salted caramel brownie.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of caramel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh, my gosh.
It's sweet. It's decadent. The darkness of the brownie chocolate is mixing with the lightness of the milk chocolate. There's a caramel swirl going through it. I think that's the best one, probably. What do you think?
The cookie.
You think the caramelized biscuit was the best? I could see that, sure. I think for me, it's salted caramel brownie, then caramelized biscuit, then raspberry, then plain milk chocolate. The milk chocolate was excellent. Every one of the additions built on it, I thought.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Too much chocolate.
Too much chocolate. How dare you? Never enough. Okay, so back to normal. Yeah, these are chocolate bars. They're good. We were fancy for a brief moment in time. But now that's all over with.
Go back to our old swine life.
Back to earth, back to reality, back to being swine. That's right.
I'm going to vomit if I eat any more chocolate.
Well, don't eat any more chocolate then. Although, I mean, you can save this all for me. I definitely will eat it. It's all very good. In fact, I thought it was excellent. And Alyssa, in fact, this podcast should reach you in excellent condition. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz, any final thoughts this week?
Nar.
Nar?
Nar clear.
Nar clear. Nothing at all. Not even from the debut of the Fancy Pants party.
No.
Well, in fact, this podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to X, Instagram, Threads, or wherever you choose to be social and find us at Junk Feud Pod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any Anya.
Bye.
Pinkies up.